Gervonta Davis, Hector Garcia, crowd brawl. Boots Ennis stomps his opponent. Speedy Rashidi Ellis goes down. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. So the big homie Gervonta Tank Davis keeps his knockout streak rolling. He scored a technical knockout over Hector Garcia. Man, he hit Garcia with a big, I think it was a left hand that he never saw coming. Hector Garcia went back to the corner, said that he couldn't see, and never came back out of the corner. I seen it on his face when he was walking to the corner. I'm surprised the referee didn't stop it when Garcia, at the end of the round, when Garcia turned around, because he was shaking his head and doing his eyes like this, like he couldn't see. But the referee just pointed him to the corner. He went to the corner and sat down, and you could hear his corner man screaming, I can't see, because he was translating what Hector was saying. And Garcia never got up after that. There was a brawl in the crowd in the 8th round. To begin, the fight started off real slow, man. You know, you could tell Gervonta Davis is a super technician, and he conserves his energy to deliver power later in the fight. And he let the technical side work in the beginning of the fight. First 2 to 3 rounds, he didn't really throw any punches. He just sized Garcia up. And you can tell what he's doing is he's kind of letting Garcia throw to gauge his power and his distance. And once he's gauged that power and distance, he just lets it go. But I think Garcia made a mistake around the 5th or 6th round by trying to trade shots with Tank Davis. And that was a mistake. You can't trade shots with this guy. This guy delivers unbelievable power. The shot he hit him with was in a combination. It was almost like the shot Terrence Crawford hit David Anise with, but with a lot more power. You can tell Gervonta Davis throws punches with bad intentions, and he threw the punch. Man, it was so vicious that you could tell when he hit him with it. It's almost like he knocked him out, but he was just standing. It was almost like you could see dude's body hit the floor and bounce back up and just be in limbo until he got back to the corner. So it was crazy. But in the 8th round, a brawl broke out in the crowd. And I can swear, don't quote me, but I can swear I seen Wallow 267. I saw his hat, man. And they said, I could hear it over the announcer's PA of his mic, because you could hear someone screaming that it was Meek Mills. It's Meek Mills. It's Meek Mills. And you could see Wallow standing on the chair screaming at them to stand down. So I don't know who was brawling. You couldn't really see who was brawling. But Gary Russell was right in the middle of it. Stephen F. Spinoza was right in the middle of it. And Wallow kind of got them dudes to back off and go chill. I don't know if they were Wallow goons. Somebody owed them dudes some money. Somebody that made a big bet. Somebody that would pay up. But there was definitely about to be some drama. It was so impactful. They stopped the fight for 2 minutes. So, man, that was crazy. What a fight. What an ending. Gervonta Davis. Anybody doubting Gervonta Davis, man, you need to go on and put your money up. He is the real deal. And Ryan Garcia is going to be in for a doozy if those guys actually get it on. I don't see Ryan Garcia making it out of that fight. Best believe Ryan Garcia going to find a way to duck this for another year and hope that Tank gets beat. But Tank versus Devin Haney, what a fight. That needs to happen. I can see Tank knocking him out. Devin Haney leaves himself open. George Kambosos isn't a Tank Davis, and I think he would give him a spectacular fight. Jaron Boots Ennis Stomps Chukhadzhian. Wow, what a fight, man. So Jaron Boots Ennis just took on Chukhadzhian. I'm not going to try to pronounce his first name. It's a doozy, but what a fight, man. You got to give Chukhadzhian his credit. He came in. He bounced around the ring a lot. He didn't land a lot of punches, but he definitely gave Boots a workout and made Boots work for his victory. Gave him a full 12-round sparring session, basically. Boots landed everything he wanted to land. Chukhadzhian did catch him a few times. I think Boots might have been trying to switch a couple of times, and Chukhadzhian was able to land a couple of nice hooks and jabs off of Boots trying to switch. And, you know, he was being a little fancy a couple of times and caught Boots trying to be fancy. But it was a good fight all around on both accords. Take nothing away from Chukhadzhian once again, but Boots is an amazing fighter. He didn't get to score the knockout. I think a lot of people were anticipating Boots scoring the knockout, but Boots, he played it the right way. He came in, he worked on his skills. It was a defensive showdown for like the first round or two. They didn't really throw a lot of punches. Chukhadzhian was moving around a lot. Ennis was still landing body shots, long jabbing body shots, and he is now the interim IBF welterweight champ. Boots did call out Earl Spence Jr. in the post-fight press conference. He said that he's ready when Earl Spence is ready. Basically that he wants Earl Spence next. He said he wanted Earl Spence next, and he would take the winner of Stanionis Virgil Ortiz, but you can tell he's really trying to hang his hat on the Earl Spence Jr. fight. He's now the interim IBF welterweight champion, and Earl Spence is his mandatory. Will Boots get the next fight? I mean, hey, after what I saw, I think he deserves it. I think Boots' opponent was able to show that Boots can go 12 rounds. He can keep up the pace for 12 rounds. It would be up to Earl Spence to try to land some big bombs and get Boots out of there. Can Boots take a punch? He sure did get rocked a couple of times, and he took it very well, smiling the whole time. But could he take those punches from Earl Spence Jr. would be the question. Will they try to match Boots up with someone like Keith Thurman first, or will they go ahead and throw him in there with Earl Spence, being that he did attract a big enough crowd tonight? It's really a Gervonta Davis crowd, but there were a lot of Boots fans in the house. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that down in the comment section below. Roy Manvila takes down Speedy Rashidi Ellis. Wow, I just got done watching a fight. It was a great fight. Rashid Ellis, man, he came out with the fire, throwing his jab, you know, working everything off his jab. But I think Roy Manvila, he just stood the test of time, man. He stood in there, he took that jab, he took all those punches, he absorbed them. He has a big enough body to where he could absorb the punches. And when Rashid Ellis ran out of gas, he turned it on. Man, the last few rounds were amazing. I didn't get to catch the first couple of rounds, but I did catch the second half of the fight. The last two rounds were amazing. Both guys were going back and forth. Rashid Ellis was still trying to work off his jab, but Roy Manvila, he kept working his way on the inside and turning up Rashid's body. And you could tell Rashid was bothered by the body blows. He was hitting him in his body and slowing him down, hitting him in his body and slowing him down. And the jab of Rashid Ellis just wasn't enough to keep Vila off of him. And wow, man, Vila, shouts out to you. Your future's bright. I'm pretty sure they're going to have a rematch of this fight. I'm definitely sure Rashid Ellis is going to be calling for a rematch. And I know this was a title eliminator, so I'm not sure if they'll be able to make it immediately or if they'll have to wait till after Roy Manvila fights for whatever title is vacant or whatever title that they are fighting for the eliminator of. I'm not sure which one it is, but very interesting, man. Shouts out to Rashid Ellis. I can tell he's heartbroken, but he did his best. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Sean Porter. He's explosive when you get near him. He tries to work off his jab, but he's a little bit flat-footed, so he gets caught in situations to where he's trying to throw flurries and not moving. And that's what Vila kept catching him with, a hook, while he was trying to get out of the way, but just wasn't moving quick enough. But great fight, man. Shouts out to both of those guys putting on an entertaining fight tonight. What does this mean for the welterweight division? Rashid Ellis was one of those names that people were talking about squaring up with Earl Spence Jr. That definitely kills any chance of that for him, at least for the moment. Definitely kills any chance of him getting in the ring with Boots Ennis, at least for the moment. But definitely still look for Rashid Ellis to maybe ring some bells. You know, he's going to have to find a big enough name to get back into the ring with at welterweight so he can prove who he really is as a welterweight fighter. I would like to see him face up with a guy like Keith Thurman. I think Keith Thurman would be a huge challenge for him. Keith Thurman's a big body, and I think that would be a real testament of where Rashid Ellis stands as a welterweight. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Congratulations to you. Shouts to you, Tank Davis, man. What a fight card. Showtime put on a hell of a fight card, man. Shouts out to Showtime. That's how boxing is supposed to be. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. Hit that like button for me. Share. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. More than likely get a response on the tube. So holler at me over there. And we are live.
I'm 965, no cruise control. Playing my own shit like dude is cold. A lot of niggas hustle then lose the dough. Be careful in the streets, you can lose your soul. I stay high, but I never use my nose. Live life like a blockbuster movie road. Niggas love me from Maine to Spain. I told y'all niggas I changed the game. It's Lucas Keys, back on that new shit. Dope like 8 balls, you don't shoot pool with. Flow wet like I threw it in the pool with. No life jacket, still floating on school shit.
Night outside where the G's be pitching. Got weed, got crack, we be selling these bitches. I'm trying to get that guap, so I'm all the way with it. I ain't bullshitting with you, watch me handle my business.
Don't sleep, just eat, nigga.
Handle your business.
No teeth, go deep, mommy.
Handle your business.
Yeah.
I handle my business.
Get it in, move it out.
I'ma handle my business.